Hello, it's Jang here with a look at a Mega Bloks Minions set. This is Castle Adventures. Comes with 786 pieces. The set is not directly based on what's in the movie, but takes inspiration from it. The structure itself is a very loose interpretation of one idea of 1960s Buckingham Palace, although they kind of turned it into a castle just to bring in a different theme there. Kind of takes it to a different age, but it kind of offers a lot of things for kids to use their imagination on, more so than just trying to follow exactly what you saw in the official Minions movie. Top center here, the crown is on display in its glass case, and Kevin is trying to get it with his fishing rod and reel. However, when the crown is under attack or it's endangered, it can be whisked away by a trap door beneath it. And you can access that mechanism with just this little handle here on the front. You pull that out and it just kind of falls down through this ramp and then falls back inside of this safe, which is a much safer location. And there's also some treasure in there, some gold bars. However, I got lucky this time, but a lot of the time I've found that the crown will get stuck right here at the edge. Sometimes it'll even fall out towards the front. So that really needs to be modified just a little bit, I think, to keep it from going down so far, or maybe to have just a little bit of protection on one side to keep that from happening. The mechanism just doesn't work quite as well as it should. In the middle there is the throne, and they don't include any human figures with this series, so that's a spot for King Bob when he finally gets crowned. Over to the side, they've added in this vertical access path, kind of a chute, which is protected by laser beams. You can see there are some handholds on the side, so your figures can hold on to those. It's just a little extra thing that you can use to add in another adventure. Not sure if you want to go up or down with that, whichever you choose. On the left hand side, there's a booby trap here with this large spiked hammer that can come down if you disturb the area, so that's something to watch out for. That actually is, I wish it was a little bit more loose so that it could just fall. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of friction in there so it doesn't just fall easily, but if you give it just a little bit of a push, then it'll go through. It comes down and it breaks this glass or knocks it out of the way. You can see there's a royal scepter behind there, so you could actually use that to your advantage and steal that. And then down beneath here, there's a little prison cell, so somebody can get caught there and can be locked away. Nothing inside, just a space to lock up a figure or two or three. A little security camera up above, and off to the side you've got one of your little minions who's just hanging from a rappel line, which has a grappling hook at the end that he has shot up there. On the other side, the construction is similar, but there's not as much actually built into it for interior detail. There's just a little platform where you can stand right there. You can take a jump off that, kind of use it as a diving board, and then land down here. When you land there, there's a bunch of treasure that's attached to the end that could actually get shot off, so that kind of becomes a weapon of general mayhem and destruction. All that stuff just comes flying out, and they include a bunch of extra pieces that are supposed to represent, various pieces of gold. But down beneath there's nothing, so that's just completely empty. Most of this entire side is mostly empty and hollow, and then you've just got one line there for basically a zip line that one of your minions can use, or multiple minions can use. And this comes all pre-tied and everything, so you don't have to assemble that. It has the little piece built into it. The entire castle can also be folded up. The sides are on hinges, although in order to make it go together properly, you need to push this down, so take the treasure out of there first to allow that to actually fit in. But this closes up pretty nicely, and I like the textures that they've got on these bricks. Again, obviously not at all like the styling of Buckingham Palace, but you have to think of this and look at it as more of a medieval castle. They've got the flag up right now, but you can also replace that. They've included a King Bob Minions Dominion flag that you can use up there instead. I do want to warn you that it can be a little bit tough to change this out. Once you put these pieces in there, they get pretty stuck, so don't push them in too far if you want to be able to switch between those. And when this is all folded up, I think it makes for a good piece of a castle. It's, again, the textures really do it here. They really do good things for the look of it, and I like these little slope pieces on the outside. Nice appearance overall. Too bad you can't use more of it. I'd say there isn't more going on. You know, you can place your figures around different places, but to really play within it, you need to open it up. All three key figures from the movie are included here: Stuart, Kevin, and of course Bob, and they've designed the crown to be able to fit into the head hole on any of these, so you can go ahead and create your official King Bob there. I love these figures. They have interchangeable parts, although there's not a whole lot of difference between the pieces here, but you can customize them, and they've got the whole series that you can purchase with just the individual ones to quickly build up your collection, or you can get different versions of ones from the smaller sets as well. I like the customizability, and they've really captured the look, the official look of the Minions quite well with this design, I think. Lastly, here's a look at just the figure accessories. So your grappling hook set up here, which looks pretty good and actually works well to hold on to things. The fishing rod and reel with a hook at the end, although that's a little bit tough to get it actually attached to the crown if you want to pull that out. It is possible, but it's tricky. And then the lava lamp gun, which is actually a pretty cool little build. Again, everything in the set that has a string comes pre-tied, so you don't have to do the little knots. However, I found them to be a little bit loose. So for instance, this one here I had to twist up and heat up just a little bit because the loop was too large and it would fall out on its own. Kind of had to end up redoing it myself anyhow. I had pretty high hopes for this set because it looked really good from a distance, and being the major big play set for the movie, I figured it had to be pretty good. To be honest, it has disappointed me. A lot of the play features just don't work as well as they should. The level of detail on the outside I think is great. I think it makes for a very nice display piece when it's all closed up, even though you can't actually play with it there. But the stuff that needed to be done right the most, the things that you actually interact with on the inside, just aren't quite right. It's actually a little bit tough to get Kevin into a spot where he can stand and use the fishing pole. The little trapdoor feature definitely needs some modification. The hammer should have been able to swing down on its own. The zip line works fine, but other than that, you know, there's just a lot of misses here, I feel. Please take a quick moment to leave your thoughts about this set in a comment down below based on just your feelings, your opinions, not based on anything that I said, just what you've actually seen here and what you think about it. Really appreciate the feedback. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be talking to you again very soon.